I said it first.
No, you didn't. All right, let me make sure our data goes through. Big G, we got a big episode today, buddy.
Oh man, you know what else is big?
Shit. What, your fucking belly?
This episode. What are you talking about? Get your mind out the gutter, sir.
All right. We got top 10. We got a bunch of other stuff. Disgruntled Gamer Rant. We got Game Gambit. And we got a main subject today, which we'll get into once we actually start the podcast.
Oh.
I got a trailer for you today.
Oh, you got a trailer?
I got a trailer. Something we know about already, but they released more gameplay footage of this game.
All right.
Let me make sure we're streaming. Let me edit what I need to edit. All right. Manage the videos.
You know, I'm really excited to talk about the Marvel stuff. There's been a lot of controversy. There's been a lot of mad people on the opposite side of the aisle, I should say.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird that they find fault with stuff, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we will. Okay. My channel.
We need a crowd. Come on, crowd. Let's get warmed up. Let's get hype.
Well, let's see. Let me edit this video.
It's probably you. You probably scared them away. Maybe we should just have you off camera. Maybe we should move you to producer role.
I don't think so, Grant.
Maybe we'll do you like. Maybe it's your face. Maybe we'll do you like Wilson from Home Improvement. We'll just hide you behind the fence.
Oh yeah, you think so?
All you gotta do is just give good advice and sit behind the fence.
You think so, Grant?
Pretty much. Surprised we don't have as many battle scars as we should for going to war last night.
Are you talking on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. They're trying to come after us, huh?
I know. I put in some work.
You did put in some work. Okay.
You can't come at me, sir, because you'll get ate up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Grant.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, sir.
All right. Let me retweet all this stuff.
I can retweet it.
You know you can't.
And I retweet. It's already retweeted.
Oh yeah. Episode 68.
68. You know what next episode is?
The big one. Yeah, you all right? Yeah. You good, dog?
It's Friday. I'm always good on Friday.
All right. Let me retweet that.
Why are you lagging so bad? Why is your internet terrible? Why is your internet look like 32x?
I'm lagging right now because I am in different browsers right now.
Like
getting our show ready is what I'm doing right now. While
like your camera looks like
sip on stuff and eat a fucking Twinkie. I am getting our show ready.
Your camera looks like it's being streamed on the 32X or the Sega CD, I should say.
All right, I'm almost done, Grant.
Well, how about you hurry it up?
I am. I'm almost done, Grant.
It's cold here. It's snowing everywhere else. It's snowing in Starkville.
Sure is. Sure is, Grant.
I'll tell you what, though, man. I feel bad for those people in California, man. That shit's terrible.
All right. Well, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that later on.
That's awful, man.
California, man. Hope everyone is safe.
Yep.
All right, dude. We ready?
No. We ready. We shut the fuck up. Get out the hole. Get out. You're not allowed to get buck with me. This is only.
What are you talking about?
This is for only the real bucks.
All right. People in chat. If you're in chat, if you're watching it, whatever.
Are we talking into the void? Are we talking to the void?
We're talking into the void again.
It's all right.
It's all right. It's all good. But we're going to have top 10 lists up here, and we're going to have a Disgruntled Gamer Rant. We want people to give their experiences or give us a top 10 list later on.
Yeah. Say
if
something.
you guys interact with us, we are going to interact with you.
Yeah, that's true. Don't be
live
scared
on our podcast.
I know Ed's very intimidating, but don't be scared of him. Maybe you should shave.
I'm a gentle giant.
Maybe you should just shave again. Maybe you should go back to your beardless. People liked you more when you didn't have a beard.
They probably did.
Yeah, they probably did. Our numbers went down when you grew a beard.
That's why our numbers went down. Our numbers actually didn't go down.
They actually went up.
Our X numbers went up. Our YouTube numbers went up. And our Rumble numbers have gone up.
And so did our podcast
since
numbers.
The beard.
And our Apple numbers.
And our Apple numbers. Okay. Hey, Grant.
Hey, buddy.
Let me, I want to show you this trailer.
Okay.
Let me go to our downloads real quick.
All
right. Okay. We already know of this game.
Do we?
Okay. But they released gameplay footage recently, like a day or two ago.
All right. Let's get that copyright.
More gameplay footage than we saw from recently. But this is called Kingsroad, or excuse me, Game of Thrones Kingsroad.
Yes.
You remember that, right?
I do.
All right. So let me share my screen. We're going to take this trailer, and then we're going to go just straight into the podcast.
All right.
Let me share that and blow it up. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's play it.
Dear child, you possess a noble's ambition, but you gravely underestimate the game we play.
She's alive.
You wish to save your men. I wish to maintain balance. Our goals align.
Count your blessings, Northerner. You've still got your head. For now.
It's pretty good. I like that. So I wonder if it's going to have like Tyrion and all them, like the people like Peter Dinklage and all them voicing.
So it's basically incorporating the show, before, of course, the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When all those people are alive, you're playing a character that was involved during that time, of course, but behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of the concept, right? This reminds me of Shadow of Middle Earth, Shadow of War.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the way it looks.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're kind of going for. But again, in the Game of Thrones universe,
how many games and how many shows and how many things have been made since what's his name made his last book? Like, this is incredible how lazy he is.
AI, some guy got AI to finish the rest of his books.
Yeah, no, and he's trying to sue him because he should just.
Well, how about you finish your damn books?
Yeah,
for the last 8-10 years or whatever.
Put down the donuts, stop eating, and finish the book.
Well, every time we turn around, he's working on another fucking project.
Yeah, he's never working on this. That's the thing.
He's always working on something. Oh, George R.R. Martin, this, another project or another book or another like game he's associated with.
Like I feel like the spirit of J.R.R. Tolkien can write a book faster than him.
I don't know, man. It's insane. Okay, Grant.
Yes.
Do we want to go into the podcast now?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let me do a couple more retweets. All right. And we're good. All right. Grant, let's get into the podcast.
All right, let's do it.
Starting now.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast. As always, I'm joined by the man who made my top 10 list today. Oh yeah, my boy, Ed Phillips. What up, my boy?
Do you know what our top 10 is?
Oh, I do know what our top 10. That's why you're on.
That is messed up.
You're on my top 10.
Okay, Grant. Let me go over the docket for today.
Let's go ahead. Talk about it. What we got?
All right, so we got a top 10 today.
Mm-hmm.
We'll reveal it later.
Okay.
We got our main subject today. We're going to be talking. We got two kind of main subjects today. We're going to be navigating the new age of gaming news. Kind of go over a few things on that.
Boy, is it?
And we have
boy, does it need some navigating.
Takes over the gaming world. Dude,
I know.
that game is blowing up big time.
I got it downloaded.
And I played it today.
Did you? Asshole. Like I told what did I say yesterday? I said, hey man, we go play Marvel.
I only did the tutorials today.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to see kind of
Nope.
like I got to get the feel of the game before I enter the arena.
But you wanted to see how
I got to get the feel of the game before I enter the arena.
I know what you're doing. You're playing it to see how well I was going to do at it. You're like, he's gonna fucking suck at it.
No, I was looking at that.
Malice.
I was looking at Malice's skin most of the time.
God.
Anyway,
Gooner.
no.
You're a gooner.
So I was actually doing tutorials with the Punisher.
Oh, that's cool.
That's going to be my first character.
That's cool. The least character not like you.
Yeah, just like they call me Castle.
They call you Frank Castle. That's your name.
They call me Castle.
They call you White Castle. Oh man, this is we're getting off the rail.
Oh man,
let's go ahead and cancel the show. It's over.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk Marvel Rivals, and we're going to talk some gaming news. We'll actually hit the gaming news up first, and then we got our Disgruntled Gamer Rant, which we'll have the subject later. It's going to tie into something.
Boy, is it? Yes.
Yes, and then we have our game Gambit, which is where we basically just randomly pick a game, get AI to randomly pick us a game out of any game ever made, and we talk about it or we learn about it.
I hope it catches on to the point where you don't have to explain it every time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because last week was a doozy.
Yeah, it was.
Did you ever post that video? Did you post that one?
Yeah, it's up.
Is it up? Okay.
Of course, you don't know if I posted it or not because you never look at our YouTube.
No.
Of course you. Nope. Gotcha.
No. Because I was talking to my brother.
Our YouTube.
No, I was talking to my brother-in-law last night, and I was telling him about the game, and I told him that you have it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't look at our YouTube.
Hey, bada boom.
Don't. Hey,
Vinny, pick up the pizza.
If you guys want to check that video about, we played Sim Pizza. That was part of our Disgruntled Gamer, our game Gambit last episode, and we played Sim Pizza. It's a wild game. It's an MS-DOS game made back in 1994. Sim Pizza. All right, Grant, let's get into some gaming news real quick.
Let's do it.
All right, we have our first piece. Let me go and get our X up. Let me go to our bookmarks. All right, let's see. Our first piece of news. Let me know when you see my screen. I'm going to share this real quick. Let me know when you see that.
I see it. I can't unsee it.
Okay, let me switch over. Okay. All right, Grant.
Can we go one episode without talking about these losers?
Ubisoft?
Guess we can't. Guess we can't.
Ubisoft is prepping for bankruptcy, even though they're pretending they're not.
We called it.
We called it literally like our third episode we ever made. Back in June.
Oh man.
We called this, and when we heard about Assassin's Creed Shadows, we talked about it, how, oh boy, here it comes.
Yep.
And guess what? Everything happened that we said up front about the damn game.
Yep.
We said it was going to get delayed. It got delayed.
And I didn't bookmark
twice.
That. Yeah. So
we mentioned about, it's probably going to get delayed again back when it was going to release in February. Oh, guess what? That's next piece of news is they're delayed again.
Doesn't it fall on the day? The delay, doesn't it fall on a day for like something that happened in Japan?
Yeah, they picked a bad day. Dude. They picked a bad day.
Not only did they delay it, they picked a terrible day for it.
Yeah, it's
Just cancel this game. Just throw it away.
yeah. So now it's been delayed to March 20th, 2025, and is it going to get delayed again, dude?
Dude, this game's not coming out. Did you see Domino's off the top rope? They
No,
try to
what?
they try to make a joke that said something like, "Hey, we're going to deliver like Domino's to your door," and then Domino's retweeted them, said, "Well, let us know if you need help with delivering it on time."
Domino's, man, they're savage.
I go ahead and tell you, all those
Their Twitter holder or whoever is holding that Twitter account,
nobody's
they're
more savage.
dude.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but nobody's more savage than Wendy's.
Oh yeah, Wendy's be getting you too.
Yeah,
They made some dude like get retweet, like some guy got like 10 million engagement, made him look stupid as hell. You know,
Right.
that guy hasn't posted in like a year.
I know.
All right, Grant. Next piece of news: Final Fantasy Rebirth is coming to the PC, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up.
Not my PC, but everybody else's that can run it.
Yeah, not your PC.
Mm-mm.
But Final Fantasy is coming on the 23rd of January. Let me see if I can get that a little bit clearer. But yeah, it's going to come to the PC. It's going to have...
It's going to be good. It's going to be a good game. I mean, what can you say?
Question. I don't know if anyone on chat has a PS5 Pro. All right, so the PS5 version of Rebirth had that blur issue, right?
Yeah.
I hated that blur. Like in the world, is just everything was like your surroundings were just blurry.
Yeah.
Did the PS5 Pro fix that? I haven't seen like anyone play it on the Pro yet. At least I haven't seen footage of it. But did that fix it? Like, did the PS5 Pro fix that blurriness that was in Rebirth?
I don't know. I don't have a PS5 Pro.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked chat and not you.
I don't have
Anyway,
a PS5 Pro.
I know Nelson does. He has a
it's true.
PS5 Pro, but I don't
That
know
is
if he's
true.
listening right now. But I don't know how, like, what the difference is, like, for this game. Is it? I mean, naturally, yeah. If you got like a top of the line computer, it's going to look way better than it does on PlayStation.
The 4090
But when it comes to
RTX and all that
PS5
stuff.
Pro and the difference between the two, how much better is it?
Yeah.
But from just looking at that, the blurriness is gone, right? It looks really good.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to play it on my PC, honestly.
Because
I do not
can't
have-
run it either.
Yes, it can.
I don't know,
Yes,
it's
it can.
It's
Mine
pushing
has
it.
a DLSS and everything.
Oh,
Nope.
shit.
Nope.
Oh,
Trust
shit.
me. We're not talking about your shitty ass PC.
How many gigaflops
We're talking
is
about
that?
my PC.
How many gigaflops?
It's more than the PS5.
No, it's more
Mine
than...
is.
It's,
I don't know about the Pro. I think the Pro's, what, 18 or something like
I
that?
don't know. I don't even know what the fuck... What is a gigaflop?
You don't even know what we're talking about. It's
I'm not-
teraflops. It's not even gigaflops. You're talking
not-
about some damn PS3 era stuff.
I'm not one of those...
You don't know what the hell you're
well,
talking
actually,
about.
the
Okay,
giga-
anyway,
it's a teraflop.
let's just move on since we don't know what you're talking about. Let's keep going. All right, Grant, this is a subject you need to talk about, buddy.
You know, Ed used to get shoved in the locker at high school to say, I know.
See, now you're just lying. You're flipping our truths and what we experienced in high school.
So whenever Ed would go up to a girl, he
you're
would go up to
flipping
a
what you experience, vice of what I experienced.
when Ed would talk to a girl, he'd talk to her about teraflops. You can tell.
I would. Nowadays, that'd be like a good pickup line.
No, oh yeah, now it would be. Now that's a way to
All right,
get him
Grant,
in
you got to
bed.
talk about this.
All right, play it.
It's kind of a mix of boo and cheers.
Well,
He is in LA.
yeah. All right. So let me just stop right there. That's all it is. It's the same. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Yeah, okay. All right. So, for people who don't know, let's just say people don't know what's happened. A while back, Hulk Hogan was caught on tape or video or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He was saying something about talking about his daughter, basically dating a black guy, and he dropped the N-word a while back. And this was like 15 years ago. He's apologized for it, yada, 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 and stuff like that. Okay. So I can get why people would feel a certain way about him. But I'm the type of person that's like this. I can separate the man from the character. I'm that type of person. Like, you can say what you want about Terry Bollea, but Hulk Hogan, without Hulk Hogan, there is no WWE. Period. Zero. There's no John Cena. There's no Roman Reigns. There's no Rocky Maivia. There's no Stone Cold Steve Austin without Hulk Hogan. Because, for people who don't know, the wrestling industry was doing very bad in the 80s. Wasn't doing good. I mean, of course, you had the territories and stuff like that. He is solely responsible. Hulk Hogan is solely responsible for two of the biggest eras ever. That's the mega era in the 80s, when Ultimate Warrior and all that stuff, Andre the Giant, and he's responsible for the Attitude Era, for WWE. For people who don't want to believe me, the Attitude Era was created because Hulk Hogan decided to become a heel and join the NWO and WCW.
Yeah.
If they never would have done that, then WWE would have went out of business. Instead, they pulled up their nuts, they fought back, and made WCW go out of business. So wrestling would not be around where it is today without Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is the greatest wrestler. I mean, people can argue Ric Flair and all this others, but without Hulk Hogan, there is no WWE. Now, I get what people. They kind of set him up. I will say this: they set him up to be booed because, well, first of all, they took him to L.A. Took him to the bluest state, the bluest city in the nation.
Yeah.
First of all, and then he's not really talking about wrestling much. He's promoting his beer, so that's kind of you know what I mean. Like, people know that he's there to shield his beer, basically. You know what I mean? And I just think that kind of falls on deaf ears. Now, I think if he would have done this in Florida, different story. Different
reaction.
Yeah.
Big
and also, you got Jimmy Hart back there. Poor Jimmy Hart. He's 80 years old. I mean, he really is. He's in his 80s. He's just back there. He's always been Hogan's sidekick, waving the flag in the background. And I just think that it was done poorly by the WWE. Like, they shouldn't have done it in this city.
They should have read the room.
Like, you knew what you were getting into.
I understand this was the premiere on Netflix.
Yeah.
But me personally, I would have known where I was at.
Yeah.
And I would have waited maybe another show down the road that would be more favorable to him.
Yeah. But here's the thing is, again, I'm the type of person who separates character from person.
Yeah. But people can't do that.
No, they can't do that. Like,
Politics
I don't know
their lives.
What you can say for me personally, if you think Terry Bollea is a piece of shit, that's your opinion. That's fine. Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, fantastic guy. And I'm going to say something that even Paul Heyman said, how separating the character from the wrestler. People remember Chris Benoit, right? You remember Chris Benoit?
Yep.
The guy who killed his family?
Mm-hmm.
You can say that he was his character, wrestler, one of the best wrestlers ever. As a person, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fucking god-awful human being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just got to be able to separate the character from the human being. And some people can't do that. It's weird. I mean, you already know that wrestling's not real. It's not. It's scripted. Yeah, you know that. But, it doesn't matter. And I'm sure, all the Trump stuff didn't help and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Grant. All right. Let's, all right, next piece of news. Surprise, surprise. The Master Chief Collection could be released on PlayStation 5 later.
This was their last.
If this happens, this is a rumor now. This is on Twitter. Okay. But if this happens, this is pretty significant.
Yeah, because I would say
this
Halo
is a Xbox IP.
Would you say Halo?
This is a Xbox.
Well, I'm saying, but would you say that Halo to Xbox is what Mario is to Nintendo?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
it is.
It just sounds like you're just throwing the white flag. You're just not fighting
this
back.
is just a rumor now.
Yeah,
We're not
it is a
saying
rumor.
it's going to happen, but if this rumor gains traction and ends up being true,
then what's the point of Xbox? What's the point of them even being in business?
I mean, they have a console coming out.
But what's the point of it if they're just going to give everything?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying they have a console coming out. It's just like, what is going to be your like go-to game now?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have Doom, you have a few others, you have Gears of War, but
are those games significant?
You're giving away your Mario here. If this
Correct.
is true, like this is an Xbox IP. This is how Xbox got built.
Man.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where it is today because of Halo, honestly, and Gears of War and those major ones.
Mm-hmm.
But this would be, I think, like people. Someone replied to a comment of mine. You know, I forget what I said. But
did it make the mean tweets?
No, I didn't. No, because he didn't mean nothing by it.
Oh.
But he responded to my tweet and he said, you know, me personally, I would love to see, you know, when I want to play a game that would be available on any console. Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't want to see that because there's a competition driving force here.
That's what made it good.
There's a competition driving force. Like if that was the case, well then, you know, we had Mario. If Mario was available on PlayStation, then we wouldn't have Horizon. Or excuse me, not Mario, but Astrobot.
Yeah.
If all the Mario IPs from Nintendo Switch or just Nintendo in general were available on Sony PlayStation, we would probably not have Astrobot.
Or if it was available on Sega, you wouldn't have Sonic.
If Zelda was available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, you would not have Horizon.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors that drive in. We get Astrobot. We get a better version of a platformer. And then guess what? Nintendo's going to come with their next Mario. They're going to try to trump it.
Yeah.
The same thing with like Zelda and Horizon. We would have never had Horizon, but Horizon was a different take, a different type of Zelda looking game. You know what I mean?
Unless you're a Chinese company who just takes the IP and just makes their own.
Oh yeah. What was the name of that? What was the name of that game?
I can't remember.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so like it is good that you can have all the, you know, the Sony bros or the ponies and the, Xbox bots, you know, go at each other a lot. But the bottom line, fun, man. I wanted them to go at each other because I want these companies to create these IPs to compete against one another. So they can keep, basically, it's like a game evolution, right? Mm-hmm. Games keep getting better because they're trying to beat the other game.
Outdo it. Yes, man. And that's the thing. It's like, don't get me wrong. I remember in middle school, the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis was basically like being in the Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
It's basically what it was. You know, now don't get me wrong. There were some games that were on both consoles and stuff like that. But when it came to the main IPs, dude, like it was a battle. Like it's Sonic
versus Mario.
Yeah,
Sonic
exactly.
versus Mario back then.
Yeah. You had Phantasy Star versus Zelda.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, okay. Next piece. Let's keep going. Let me lower that. There we go. All right. That's all the Marvel Rival stuff we'll talk about later. All right, you heard about this, right? So I'm not going to talk about Alyssa McConaughey. I don't really give a flying crap about her. But all right, so Square Enix is doubling down on DEI and harassment. Basically, what they're doing is they put out a warning that they're going to start taking legal action against gamers for harassing their employees or staff or management. I don't know how that works. Like, if I want to troll someone because they made a shitty game, I'm going to troll them.
Correct. Because
they need that type of feedback to tell them, oh, crap, we did make a shitty game. So I don't know how are they determining what the harassment? I could get death threats. That's
of course.
That's a big no, right?
Yeah, of course.
But when someone's just trolling them saying, yeah, you put out a crappy game, or just messing with them, just being a common internet troll, I don't see that as harassment at all.
No.
I see that as basically just an internet troll, giving a critique.
Yep.
But I can understand when it goes overboard.
No,
I
yeah.
see that. But
Yeah, all this doxing and giving people's address and all this other stuff.
but like
going at
legal
people's-
action, dude, like how fucking weak and
yeah,
like how weak does that show them as a company? And this is Square Enix.
Yeah.
We're talking about Final Fantasies and shit like that.
you know, it's sad when you see your heroes come to this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad. Like, I mean, here's the thing: is they know all this shit's garbage, and they know that it's messing, it's destroying everything that it touches, and yet they want to double down on it. Like, they want to be the guiding beacon. And the thing about it is they're going to, if they're not careful, they can lose more. I mean, they can lose all kinds of money.
Oh, I know. But I mean, like what they're doing right now is a big. I think it's just bad, very bad optics right now.
Yeah.
Very bad. All right, let's see. Let's bring up the next piece of news. Let me get that retweet out real quick. There you go.
Did you say our mean tweet?
No, retweet.
Oh.
All right, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. Next piece. Let's see. Hulk Hogan, we did that.
Yep.
Let's go through these real quick. Make sure we didn't miss any of the gaming news. Well, I thought this was funny. Who can relate to this?
Holy hell, kid.
All right. So what the caption says, you can't see the caption, so let me blow it up a little bit.
Yep. That's exactly
Remember
what I
those
was on.
times, dude?
Oh yeah. Except ours was Pizza Inn.
Oh yeah, Pizza Inn. We had Pizza Hut though.
Yeah.
I was in Columbus, going to school.
Yeah.
For a little while. All right, Grant. I think that's it.
It was either Pizza Inn or Captain D's. You remember Captain D's?
Oh, let's talk about this real quick before we move
So
on.
yes, please. This is
Yeah, let's talk about this. All right, so Sony's working on a in-game smell sense. I mean, I don't know how far this is going to go, or if it's even going to happen. But
I have a question.
why would you want to smell your game?
Exactly. Why? That's the question. What the fuck are you doing? Like, who asked for this?
I don't want to have a
Who
zombie
asked for
smell.
this? Who asked
Why-
for this?
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. I don't think anyone asked for this.
Nobody asked for this. How about you take that same money and make fucking good games?
Yeah, that'd be nice. But yeah, so I think this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
No one wants to smell their games. Now you got some guys probably lining up. Can we smell Tifa?
man. Oh yeah.
Can we smell Tifa or
Oh, yeah.
Earth? Yeah, you got some of those guys. All right, but I think this is a non-issue. What you doing down there? What you looking at, boy?
Nothing. I had to send a quick message.
Okay. All right, let me stop sharing that. And exit out that. All right. Grant. Before we go into one of our other main subjects, I want to talk about Marvel Rivals.
All right.
I want to talk about these guys. I want to talk about NetEase. I want to talk about these game designers for
Mhm.
Marvel Rivals. I want to talk about these character developers for Marvel Rivals. Dude, they are knocking it out of the park, like big time. Let me go to let me share some images real quick. But dude, they are knocking it out of the park. All right, let's see. Marvel Rivals. Okay. Let me share this. Dude, have you seen these skins?
Oh yeah.
Look at the Thor skins, dude. Look how badass that looks.
Surely that's a Western developer.
That is not.
No.
They could not
Oh wow. It's
fathom
not. Are you
this
sure?
type of character design.
Do we need to go back
Western
and check that
developers
again?
cannot fathom this.
Do we need to go back and check and see if that is? If it's a Western developer? Do we need to do some notes just to make
No,
sure?
we don't have to check, Grant. Trust me.
You know why? You know why we don't have to check? Because it's fucking good. That's why.
Yeah. Dude, Venom, I mean, they look cool, dude. This
Exactly.
is in-game shots of
Because
like,
this is what
the
it's supposed to
character.
look like.
Like the starting screens. I mean, like the Hulk looks cool. I mean, I just keep going and going, man. They just got good artwork. They got good character designers working for them.
You know why? Because they
here's the
fucking
new
care.
Season skins.
They care.
Yeah, I mean, they know what people want.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They
Oh,
know
but
what
you're a
people want,
coomer. You're a gooner coomer. Oh, you're going to jack
Grant. You know
off
what
to
people
the-
want, Grant.
Yeah, exactly. But this is okay. So let's talk about what people are talking about. Oh, look at all the sexy ladies on here. What are you just for the guys who want to jack off all the time? They want to
Yeah.
beat their dicks to
Talking
fucking.
about the comic accurate skins?
Yes.
Someone responded to this one I remember seeing on social media. And
Oh,
they were
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, so all the gooners. And
Yes,
I was
all
like,
the gooners. You're going to make her into a whore.
so I
You're going to
took
dress her into a whore.
So I went to Google and I went to her comic.
That's what she
and
looks like.
Literally Malice skin in the comic. That's what it looks like.
Oh, what, all the guys are going to jack off to her? Oh,
Yeah.
there's probably going to be some. I mean, probably. I mean,
But
there's
this is-
weird people. There's weird people in this world.
Like, so like Cloak and Dagger, like it's a single character. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but you can switch between them with the different power or different attacks and stuff.
Mhm.
It's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like I played them in the tutorial, like when I got it today.
Yeah.
I was messing around with some of the characters, and it was just a cool concept. And like the team attacks and everything, it's just a cool concept. And
You
it's
didn't play with Wolverine, Bub?
No, I didn't test out Wolverine yet.
I'll test him out for you.
But dude, let's talk about this. Their upcoming character they're looking at, Blade. Look at that, dude.
Surely that's a Western developer that designed that.
Oh, this is another thing we're going to talk about too. This is a touchy subject. We're going to talk about this right now. Why do Western developers create black characters that do not appeal to any black person you know?
Yeah, correct.
Like me growing up, like let me, like Blade and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you a recent experience, like in the Marine Corps. Like one of my mentors in the Marine Corps when I was in the Marine Corps was a black guy.
Yeah.
Boss level Marine dude. He was one of my main mentors were in the Marine Corps. I had several, but he was one of my main mentors.
Mm-hmm.
He eventually became a lieutenant colonel. Not going to say his name, but he became a lieutenant colonel and he retired.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a boss level dude. And so my perception of black people when it comes to like who they are and stuff like that, and my experience through my life, even being like the only white guy on a
basketball team. I remember that. No.
You know, I have this perception, a glowing perception of black people and how what I imagine them. And when I imagine a black character, these Western developers have failed big time. But I don't. This is a touchy subject because I don't see a lot of, these major black streamers bringing this shit up. When these Western character designers, I'm going to give you an example. This is an easy example. Let me go to this real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here we go. But you know the character from Concord, right?
Oh God, do I?
Like the character from Concord, I want to pull this image up because this is ridiculous. Like their perception of how black characters should look is beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's actually insulting.
It is. All right, so let me show you this. All right. So this is their perception, Western developers, their perception of black characters.
That's terrible.
Now you can say, "Oh, well, there's got to be some people." No, I mean, what I want, and I'm sure many other black people want also, is a cool character that represents them.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, dude, when I think of a black protagonist, I think of like someone badass like Blade.
Barrett.
Cool Barrett, just a plain out badass character with a cool design.
Yeah.
But they don't do it. The Western developers, time and time again, I'm not just talking about Concord now. We were talking about some other designs that are just wild. But like they just can't get it right. But for some reason, Eastern developers, even Chinese developers, can make cool black characters.
Yeah.
And that's wild on how that culture is.
Because that's how
I don't want to go deep dive in that, how Chinese culture can be.
Yeah.
Or some Asian places that I've been to.
Yeah.
And I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
They can get black characters. They can make cool black characters. So why is it that Western characters give us the goofiest damn characters I've ever seen?
That's insane.
And I don't hear these blacks, like prominent black streamers talking about this shit. Maybe some of them do, but they really need to. They need to hit back against these Western companies that are not representing them well.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to have what's going to happen is
it's a touchy subject. I know
it is a touchy subject, but you're going to have if you
got
if
two
you don't
white
say
guys
anything,
talking about this. Oh, it's bad, right?
I know,
but we care.
Yeah, we do. Because I want everybody to be represented perfectly. That's the thing. And the thing about it is, it's like you're going to have these blue-haired white women basically telling you how they think you should look.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
This is what you get. So they went into Firewalker Studios. They went into the game design board right before they made this game and decided, you know what? This is awesome. This is a great character design.
And guess what happened to this game?
They thought that.
For those who don't know what happened to this game, it failed. The studio doesn't exist.
It majorly failed.
They spent $400 million and went bankrupt.
Correct. All right, Grant. Let me
terrible.
go back to this one.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say what we've said. I've said it on Twitter, and I've said it again. Eastern developers are kicking our ass, and they're going to. And you know what's funny is I'm glad to see it. I love it.
They need a wake up call.
Correct.
And they're getting it with all these.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it takes it. So what we're seeing, they can call Tencent recently when they came out of news, the United States DoD, the Department of Defense, labeled Tencent as a military CCP military group, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Tencent kind of hit back on that. But I mean, let's be real. Where do you think some of this money goes into?
Yeah.
That they make. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Honestly, you know why it doesn't matter?
I tell
because
you what.
We are not doing anything about it in Western game designs.
What they do with their money is what they do with their money. If they continue to make good games, I'm going to play their good games. Simple.
This is the way it is.
I mean, if they're taking their money and they're buying whatever, it's on them.
A random gamer isn't going to think about the CCP when they see an awesome game.
Yeah, no, not at all.
A Chinese studio, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking, holy crap, this is a great game.
It's a great game, but guess what, guys? They're probably buying nuclear warheads with it. Like, nobody's doing that.
We can make a whole podcast about China and when it comes to cryptocurrency and the microtransaction in games and how they fund a lot of things.
Oh, Ed can definitely talk about Chinese cryptocurrency.
I wrote several papers on that while I was in Marine Corps and EWS, Expeditionary Warfare College.
You and your buddy
I did
Justin
several
Sun.
papers on that. And, people just kind of put the papers to the side, didn't listen. But I did a lot of papers on that.
You also bought a lot of Tron.
It's a major issue. What's that?
You also bought a lot of Tron.
I did. And we already did we're not going into that. We already did a podcast on that.
And you failed.
Yeah. Okay. But all right, let's get back to this.
All right.
Blade. They're coming. Oh, dude.
Dude, badass.
As soon as they drop that character in Marvel Rivals, I will be playing it. As soon as that.
Yep.
I've been wanting a new Blade movie or something Blade, for so long. And dude, I remember when the first Blade movie came out, that was really the reawakening of Marvel films. Was really the first Blade movie.
Yeah.
And man, that movie was so awesome.
And here's the thing, and Hollywood does it. Hollywood does the same thing as these Western game studios as well. Because here's the thing is like we all know that, Wesley Snipes is Blade, right? But eventually he's going to get too old and the IP must continue, right?
Yeah.
Pick somebody who's fucking badass. Don't get some skinny pipsqueak out there to fucking try to play Blade.
Come on now. You know how it is.
Like Michael J. White would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody fucking big, somebody that's believable.
Yeah,
don't get the guy who plays. Yeah, don't get somebody who's going to play Miles Morales to play Blade. Exactly. Get somebody who's fucking ripped and big. Like who's the guy that? Well, I guess he can't do it because he got into a lot of trouble. I was going to say the guy that played in the third Creed movie. What was his name? You know what I'm talking about? The bad guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He's married to Megan Good.
Yeah.
or he's with her or whatever. I don't know if they're married, but whatever.
Well, he was King.
Exactly.
In movies. Yeah.
Dude.
What is his name?
I can't. I don't
my
know.
God.
But I think he got into some.
He got in trouble. He got in trouble. Yeah. I'm not sure if anything came of that though.
No,
but
I think it was actually. I don't know. I think she like retracted her statement, but she like ruined his career.
Yeah.
Hey,
he's a good actor though.
Exactly. Here's the thing is,
not saying his personal. I don't know about his personal life, but he was a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be. You never know, but this is going to carry on to more than just games. If the West keeps slacking, the East will just start making games. I mean, they'll just start making. They can make movies too. Why not?
They're starting to get a lot better at movies too. The East, like China, I mean, they're trying to compete in the West with about all forms of entertainment.
When you have money, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
And the key thing is look what the Saudis are doing with soccer. They'll get Mbappe, they'll get Ronaldo, they'll get Messi. They'll pay them. They can pay them $300 million a year or whatever it is, or whatever.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this. Marvel Rivals' first month of revenue estimated at $136 million. Okay, so and including $36 million in China alone. Okay, now this is huge. Let me tell you why. Mm-hmm. Their store, like skin store, microtransaction store, isn't that big. Yeah. It's not like you can spend. You can spend some money, but it's not like it's predatorial big.
Yeah, you're not breaking the bank either.
No, it's just like they got some stuff available, and it's a free game, so. Thinking about this alone, how people want to buy those skins, you know, due to the design and everything like that, that's huge for this game. Yeah. It's really big. But I want to go back to our Twitter real quick because I want to show you some more things. All right, let's see bookmarks. All right, let me close this real quick. I want to show you some things on our bookmarks. Now let me know when you see that.
There you go.
Got it? You see that? Mm-hmm. So they just broke their 500. They just broke the 500.
Season 1 just started too, didn't it?
It just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Golly, that's incredible. Let me ask you a question.
But they were averaging only around for $450K for a while until the new season dropped.
Let me ask you a question.
It went up by 75.
Before we talk about this, this is cross-platform, right? Is this a cross-platform game? Okay, because my brother-in-law was asking me about that because his son wants to play on he's got a computer, and I was like, yeah, I think it's cross-platform.
It is.
So that's good.
Yep. It's available on everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, those numbers are insane, and I think they're probably going to keep growing.
Did you have the side-by-side of Concord?
I don't have that.
Okay.
I don't think
so. We're not just dunking on Concord because they're already gone. But the point we're trying to make is this game's got 500,000 peak. Concord only had 600. Not 1,000, 600.
Concord was an absolute garbage,
abysmal failure
game. It's amazing. Anyway, let me show you this small. It's only about a minute long.
Your powers are mine!
You can take their powers.
Look at that, man. Golly. God, that looks so good, man.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm playing this tonight.
It really does. All right. Let me get out of that. What else? We already showed the blade. We already showed that. Yep, that should be it.
I
Okay.
think that's pretty much it. That's the news.
That is the news. Let me stop sharing.
All right.
But Marvel Rivals, dude,
I'm
I just
playing it.
downloaded today and I played it a little bit, but
Yeah.
I am looking forward to getting into it.
You have to kick your ass on it.
Mm,
Sorry.
I
No,
don't
we'll
think
st-
so.
That's fine. We'll team up. Make sure I'm on your team. That
Yeah.
way.
Well,
I'll
we
let
need to
you do
pick up a
everything.
team up duel.
Huh?
One, like two characters that can do a team attack. You know, not all of them can do them. Only a certain few. You won't have to get Rocket Raccoon for the Punisher because that's his team up. Unlimited ammo.
I don't want to fucking play Rocket Raccoon.
Yep. Guess Grant's playing Rocket Raccoon. Okay. All right, Grant, let's get into our last main subject. It is navigating the new age of gaming news. I don't have any graphics for that. We don't really need any graphics for this. We're just going to talk about it for a little bit before we get into our other subject. But we can talk about, we went into this in a podcast a little bit when we talked about gaming magazines. I'll put the gaming magazine podcast or episode in the YouTube description after this podcast if you guys want to check it out. But we went into the history of gaming magazines.
Yep.
And this is kind of ties into this also because we want to talk about going from print to digital. Okay. Just like, we used to have our Nintendo Powers, we had our Game Pros, we had all those journalists in those magazines where they could give their editorial debut or spill and, talk about games. But then that changed eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
When YouTube came around, we went to more, I guess, digital content, majority of it digital content. And then the game magazines just dissipated. Majority of them did. I mean, there's a few around, but not many. And we also can talk about like YouTubers, like prominent YouTubers that aren't associated with like IGN or, those Kotaku or PC Gamer, GameSpot. You have YouTubers, independent YouTubers that talk about gaming news a lot, including us. We talk about gaming news a lot. So that opened up, I guess, another factor is that people aren't relying on IGN anymore. They aren't relying on Kotaku or wherever they get their gaming news from. They don't rely on them. I mean, I'm not saying everybody does, but it has been a major shift to these independent game journalists. And you can call them YouTubers or game journalists, whatever you want. But people that just talk about video games.
Yeah.
And there's been a major shift to that.
Yeah. And also, a lot of it has to do with, I'm just going to call it like it is. I mean, a lot of it has to do with political alignments.
It does. Big time.
The political climate has changed, and so has. I remember IGN being the place to go for everything. Like that's where I went to get all my news.
Yep.
And I remember all their reviews used to be legit. Like when they said it was a 9, you knew it was good. When they said it was a 2 or whatever, it was good. This is before there was any political. I mean, that's the thing. It's like when you read the reviews, there wasn't any. Oh, it needs to be inclusive. It wasn't none of that. It was just, hey, the frame rates suck, the graphics are terrible, or if it was on the other side, it was the story's good, the characters are well designed. It was really cut dry about how they reviewed their games.
The golden age of game journalism, when it comes to print, was your late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
that was the golden age of print game journalism.
And their reviews weren't 100% accurate. I mean, but they weren't like just super off,
But you got,
if it was a 9,
way more invested journalism back then.
Well, you had more people who enjoyed what they were doing. Like these are people who were
like the political climate changed. And also when it comes to how they do the reviews, like a lot of these reviewers, and you can tell, get their feedback from watching other people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, some of these game reviewers, believe it or not, some of them actually don't play the game.
No, shit, no.
So what happens is they pulled their opinion from other journalists or maybe YouTubers or any other people that are content creators from wherever, and they give a review on a game.
Yep. Or they're using AI. or they'll get Cliff Notes and go from there.
And that's why I said the golden age was in the late 90s, early 2000s, because you did not have those external means of going on a YouTuber's channel or, looking online for some other person's point of view on games. They actually had to sit down, play the game, and they gave a very subjective review. And a lot of them had good reviews back in the day. You can actually tell. I challenge anyone that's in chat, read a late 90s review compared to what you get today.
Correct. If you can find an old GamePro or something like that, and that's the thing. The thing is because these people used to be real gamers more than just writers. I mean, think about old newspaper writers. Like in the 80s and 70s, like whenever like they would sit outside people's houses and sleep outside just to get a story or whatever. You know what I mean? Like these reporters would hide in a garbage can just to break a story type shit. You know what I mean? Because they loved what they were doing. They sacrificed and they were doing what they loved to do. Today it's just so damn lazy, man. They want everybody else to do all the work, and they just want to, because they have a big name attached behind them, they're going to capitalize off of it. Like, for example, me and you aren't that. Me and you are, I mean, we're growing, but we're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not big, on the grand scheme of things. No. But like, let's just say that review you did on Dragon Age, very fair review. You know what I mean? You gave it a 7. It was you were very concise and something like that. Somebody from IGN could have taken that same review, taken everything you said word for word, and used it, and they would have got the credit for it.
Yeah, no one would have seen my review,
and nobody even would have looked our way.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 500 people saw my review.
Maybe.
I mean, we'd be honest about it.
Yeah.
Maybe 500 people saw my review on Dragon Age. And I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
But I didn't put, like, the woke and the anti-woke side point of view. I just said, playing out how it was. It had
you talked about Tosh because she was a big part of the woke agenda.
It's not even that, man. It's just a horrible character.
Yeah.
Just a bad character in an RPG fantasy world like that.
Yeah.
And they had so much momentum going in the middle of the story. It just fell flat.
And the truth is...
Then the repetitive gameplay, of course.
And then the truth is you had more... I'll be honest with you. Compared to other reviews that I saw, I would say that you were fair because you had more good things to say about it than bad things. It was just the bad things were really bad.
They were really bad. Okay. But that's where we're going to go into this portion of it. Challenges in this new age of game journalism.
Yeah.
We just talked about it. Bias and credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Political bias. How does a game, I guess, compared to when it comes to if it has a agenda in it? How is that if that journalist, that reviewer, shares the same mindset and agenda? Do you think they are not going to be biased?
Oh yeah, of course. In
this day and age, and how polarized we are, there's always bias, majority of the time. And the credibility, bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can see it in a lot of major game journalists nowadays. Paul Tassi.
Yeah.
He obviously has a political side he likes. A lot of people at GameSpot, they have a lot of political sides they deal
they probably have the most.
And Kotaku.
Yeah.
So what I want to no, go ahead. Finish.
No, what I was going to say was a big thing that I saw recently that I can point to is Star Wars Outlaw when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
All these companies gave it a high score.
Yeah,
like all of them. There was 9s. There was one company gave it a 10. Like a bunch of them gave it 10s and 9s and 8s across the board. These companies that we're talking about. And when it came down to the real reviewers, and there were some reviewers who weren't as big as these companies that got early passes, and their scores were 6s and 5s and 4s, and it had nothing to do with the political agenda side of it. It was, this game has a bunch of bugs. I'm trying to do stealth mode and it's not working. It's very laggy. You know what I mean? Like these were What they were saying was very criticative of the game. What they were saying, IGN and Paul Tassi and all these other companies were saying was, oh, this is a breakthrough for women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that was their agenda behind it being the score.
Basically, their review revolved around political agendas.
Correct.
Or social agendas,
Yeah.
I'd say,
Mhm.
more. And I don't care. This is where they disconnect in
Yeah.
our new age. This is where they disconnect from gamers, because a gamer, when they sit down and they play a game, they aren't worried about a freaking social message.
No.
They're not worried about politics.
Correct.
What they want to see is a good narrative-driven story. They want to see good characters, good character design, and they want the most important aspect in all of gaming, Grant,
Gameplay.
is fantastic gameplay. Which, if you're reviewing a game, it should be almost 90% of your weighted score
Mm-hmm.
on how a gamer would perceive that game.
Yep.
And gameplay is the major factor when it comes to a game.
We had somebody tell us that gameplay wasn't that important. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what kind of person are you to say that? like that's not even that can't be a real statement.
Yeah. Anyway, those guys, I don't know what to say about that. But we have issues also when it comes to these journalists when they, I would say, give their score. These early reviewers or these early reviews that these game companies give to try to positively affect their score by giving certain people a lot of times. I think that needs to go away. I know you can't make that go because you can't make a law about it, right?
Yeah, correct.
But if you're giving access to IGN for early review or major publications, then you should give access for early review to all your minor other publications.
Yeah.
Even the ones you do not like. Okay?
Yeah.
Even let the gamers decide for themselves. But when I see you giving it to only major publications or people that you like, and you've omitted some, let's say, journalists that I might like as a gamer, and you omitted them, that's when it's actually hurting you more than it is helping you.
Correct. It's taking all your credibility away.
Big time.
Yeah.
So these reviewers, they need to stop. They need to stop being so emotional and tying themselves to a side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really gotta stop.
Yeah.
Because everyone is seeing it. They see it on social media. Like you think these people think that, they're real game journalists, but people see it every day. They see how you react to things. They see what you post, and they're going to come and get you.
Yeah.
When they see your review and you start going down a social justice or political wormhole in your review, or your, let's say, just talking about a game, any type of journalistic post you do, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm not listening to that guy.
Yeah.
That's what have started to come. People are starting to wake up on that aspect.
Yeah, big time.
Because when I see reviews, like these early reviews, and I see there's certain people, and I hear about certain people being omitted because they gave that game a bad review or another game a bad review before, that's when you lose me. And I don't even pay attention to the early reviews. I wait for the user scores to come out.
And it's also they've gotten to the point to where if enough bad people say something about a subject, let's just say, because here's the thing is, you weren't the only one that said something about Tosh. You weren't the only one. A lot of people said, "Oh, it's the gamer's fault that our game failed. It's now everybody's fault who talk bad about it, their fault." And the first thing they do is, "Oh, they're just review bombing it because it's got gay characters or this and that." And that's like always their first excuse. It's the gamer's fault that it failed.
That's what we're about to get into next, Grant.
Good.
Let's get into gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Okay. Gatekeeping. These journalists that gatekeep for major companies or publications. You're not doing yourselves any favor. Okay. They deserve criticism. I understand you got some people to just throw out a troll tweet. You're going to have that. But they deserve legit criticism, and stop defending them on just criticisms that they deserve.
Yeah.
And they do this for a lot of game publishers, game developers. They gatekeep for them.
Yep.
when they deserve criticism. They deserve to be called out. You, as a journalist, should be looking at this situation from an outside perspective, outside your little box of social justice and political agenda, and looking at both sides and give a rational point of view about it.
You know why you should do that? Because it makes gaming better.
And it makes you a journalist.
Correct.
An investigative game journalist is what a game journalist is supposed to investigate something. Write a piece that is very informative. Don't give me a social rant about something. Don't give me a political rant about something. Give me a perspective that is non-biased.
Yep.
That's all gamers ask for when they
it.
read your stuff.
That's it.
All right, Grant. And that kind of covers the ethical portion of the
Yeah.
conversation too. You know, being ethical. You know,
Which-
being having good ethics when it comes to game journalists.
Which we're a long way away from getting all that cleaned up.
Yeah, it is.
we still got some more time on that.
So when it comes to predictions for game journalism, like where is it going to go from now? Do you think AI is going to start playing a major factor in making people even more lazy when it comes to
but it also
writing stuff?
Also, it's going to be how they because you can teach AI to say what you want it to say. Like you can finagle the AI how you want it to do it. You know what I mean? Like you would have to be in there like I guarantee nobody's going to type in there like, "Hey, write me a review on Avowed, but make it as non-biased as possible. Give me the positives and the negatives." No, they're going to be like, they're going to. This is what they'll do. They'll say, "Write me a review on Avowed. Let's talk about the political side of it, the characters that are non-binary, yada yada yada, all this stuff." Like they're going to add all that stuff in there, so they're forced to talk about that.
This is where another thing that doesn't give them favor. It's not going to be, it's not going to be helpful to them if they continue down this social justice or, political bias road when they talk about games, or if they continue to gatekeep for publishers. Okay.
Correct.
Because they're going to come into diminishing returns for their readers, and the readers are going to be kind of turned off. And they already are starting to turn off. Kotaku is failing. It is pretty much a failed publication at this point. So what's going to happen when AI starts data reviewing based off how, I guess, social media compiling data off these games to tell you, okay, this game is going to be good. AI is going to be able to do that here soon.
Yeah.
You're not going to need a game review.
Correct.
Here very soon, you're not going to need game reviews.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask AI based off trends and data how good this game is. And you don't need to even go to IGN.
Yep.
So what they have to fix this now on how they present game journalists inside their companies, hold themselves accountable in writing legit investigative pieces, fair reviews, and fair, I guess, non-biased, non-gatekeeping opinionated eds.
Yeah.
So it's interesting where it's going to go from here.
Will they do it? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They're going to ride it.
They ain't doing that.
They're going to ride it till the wheels fall off. I mean, they're going to go down with the ship,
and they're going to be replaced.
Yeah.
Don't change now. You're going to be replaced.
Yeah.
The 35 people watching this podcast, if you know a game journalist that we talk about, or if you know anybody, they don't get this stuff. They live in their little box of opinions and their little political world, or, opinionated world, their social justice world. And they don't listen to this stuff. And it takes this little tiny podcast of two dudes, one just got out of the Marine Corps, one guy that owns his own company, to talk and let you guys know where you're going from here. Like the road you're going down as game journalists is not the road you want to travel right now.
Nope, not at all. You're hitting the iceberg.
They'll never get it. That no one wants to tell them the truth. Or you got to get on the side of the woke, non-woke stuff. And, I'm giving you a straight down the middle. This is the fact. This is the truth. you're not going to last any longer if you continue going down this.
You know, the sad truth about it all, though, is being the way that they're being makes money. It generates clicks.
Clicks that it's not going to last, dude.
Yeah, it's not going to last. But I mean, for the time being, it's making them money. I will say
AI is
that.
going to get to the point that AI will be able to run its own publication.
Yeah, they will.
It will be able to generate data. It will be able to generate everything that comes to social media and give things on games. And people don't need game journalism anymore because they're tired of all this biasy, this gatekeeping, and this political crap in their games.
Yeah, they just want to talk about games, guys. That's all people want to hear about, the actual game. We don't care about if the person's trans or any of this other stuff. We don't. Just talk about the game. Is the game good? Is the game good? Is the game bad?
Dude, if like this subject alone, I wish just a journalist would sit down and just watch these short 20 minutes of what we're talking about. Yeah, okay, we're a small podcast. We're two dudes that you think don't know anything, but we do because we have 30 plus years in gaming.
Yeah.
And we're just doing you a favor. And I wish they would just watch this.
Yeah.
And
just listen.
And understand where they're going.
Or or here's the thing is, if you're not going to listen to us, listen to the 1,000 other people that are saying the same thing.
Not a lot of people are saying this.
No, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Not a lot of people are saying, they're not saying it how they should say it.
Yeah, they're not saying it how they should say it.
Because they're saying it from a political perspective.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying this from a political perspective. I'm being just factual. So when you have because this is what it is right now on YouTube and every social media, it's a side right now. It's woke versus non-woke.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not doing that. I'm just letting them know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is going to happen regardless you like it or not. Don't listen to me. I know. Oh, you're a grunt. You're a Marine. You don't know nothing. Okay.
All right.
A few years from now, you're going to be
looking for
wishing
a job.
you did. Okay, Grant. Ready for that next subject, buddy?
Let's do it.
Well, Grant, guess what today's Disgruntled Gamer Rant is about?
Uh-oh.
We pick a random subject to talk about. We usually just go a really bad game or really bad accessory. But today's subject, Grant, I'm just going to put the image on the screen.
We're going to talk about a really bad publication.
Yeah. That has turned bad, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Grant. Here's our subject for today. Let me know when you see that.
Oh, yes. Good old IGN.
IGN and their 7s.
Yep.
They're bland 7s that they really put on a lot of games so they don't get, I guess, attacked for by picking, I guess, one, we just talked about it, aside. Yeah. They give it a 7 so they can just, it's good. Our 7 is a good,
Yeah, no, but I've learned this. I learned when they give something a 7, they've taken this information from somebody else. They didn't watch it. They didn't sit down and do any of the homework. This was just something because they're trying to push it out the door because they got to they want to get the first review out. They want to get the first review out. So they're going to listen to somebody else who's talked about it, and they're just going to come. That's what that means. Because they gave The Penguin, which is the best show in so long on HBO, which is a 10. I mean, Colin Farrell won a Golden Globe for the Penguin. They gave it a 7.
Well, they changed it later, though.
Oh, of course. Of course.
They changed it later.
You know why?
Why? A lot of people like the show.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't think this was going to catch on like it was. They didn't think the show was going to blow up. They thought this was going to be a one and done type deal. Oh, it's okay show.
But the point of the picture is not even about the Penguin. It's just about how Oswald loves his mother, right? But it's a fake love.
Yeah.
That you find out towards the end. IGN and their 7. It's a fake score a lot of times.
It's a fake score.
It's a people will be happy, maybe.
I wish I would have done something for this. And I might actually go back and we might do a part 2 on this. Because I would like to compile a list of things that they gave a 7 for. And I might do that. I might do that. Yeah. So when we do part 2.
Well, let's start right now.
Oh.
Here's a 7 right here.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This game's no longer in business.
I want everyone to go do yourselves a favor. Go to the IGN Concord review and read that.
Yeah.
And you will see what I'm talking about.
This game didn't get no more than 600 players, and it's out of business. The studio is shut down, and the game lost $400 million.
This game is
and
a
they gave it
rewash
7.
of Overwatch 2, if I've ever seen one.
And they gave it a 7. Why did they give it a 7? Because they were trying to prop it up.
And they had nothing new. Nothing.
This game
set it
offered
apart.
nothing.
And
Nothing.
you gave it a good for a hero arena?
Mm-hmm.
No. If it looks and plays and is very bland, same thing as you can get if you can get everything in this game that you can get in Overwatch 2, it's not a 7.
Yeah. Correct.
It's not a 7. It's nothing new. Now let me talk about this next game. This game didn't even get a 7. It got like a 5.9 or whatever their thing is. It got a low score. And I think people will agree with me if anyone has played this game. Alien Isolation. If you want to talk about a definite 7 at least, bare minimum, this should have got a 7 at least.
Yeah.
But Alien Isolation, when this first came out, this was a fun survival horror game, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane because it started you out in the Alien movie feel at the very beginning. And you're playing Ripley's, I forget, like she's her daughter or something. I can't remember.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but you are trying to get away from this damn xenomorph the entire time. And it is so stressful, dude. I would have when I finished my personal score, I played this game. I would give it a 9, just based how it made me feel.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's a great game, but no, 5.
So another thing that I noticed that they've done is they will give all the remakes. They're going to give them basically a higher score that they gave it the original years ago. Like I noticed that whenever they gave, I remember them giving Resident Evil 4, the original one, like an 8. You know?
Yeah.
So they gave the remake. They would give the remake a 9 to make it look like, oh, no.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many more examples. Like what I'm showing, I'm not cherry picking here, or you're just picking. No, there's so many more examples of just lazy scoring.
Yeah.
But I want to keep going a little bit. Guess what other game got a 7?
Doom.
2016 Doom, a 7?
Yeah, that game was great.
You can play the first 2 levels and give the damn game an 8.
Yeah.
This game,
they didn't play the game.
Lazy 7.
They didn't play the game.
So our Disgruntled Gamer Rant is just the laziness of recent IGN. Because we wanted to tie off our last subject when it comes to gaming.
Listen to me. You'll see, if you go to an IG article, you're going to see us there if it has to do anything about reviews, you're going to see our tweets there. I promise you. I mean, we're not going to. I mean, here's the thing: is we're not going to attack them for like stupid stuff that they talk about.
Listen, but if they every now and then they do get it right. They get good reviews.
Yeah.
But when you read the review, you're just like, that doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah.
Like after you. So I won't read their article until there's a game I've played.
Yeah.
And I give an opinion on. Okay. Yep. Same thing with their Dragon Age review. I think they gave it what did they give it? An 8 or 7?
8, something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
No, I want to confirm that.
Yeah, that was but it was a great game.
Huh?
Dragon
they gave
Age?
It a 9.
No, I'm talking about Dragon Quest. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm thinking of Dragon Quest. That's when I said a 9.
Well,
I said Dragon
here's
Quest.
another thing. All right, so Dragon Age: The Veilguard, IGN gave it a 9.
Gave it a 9.
It is not a 9.
It's not a 9.
If you are just have common sense and are just any kind of gamer, you play that game. It is not a 9 and it's not a 10. You can make the case for an 8, but to me, it is very middle of the road 7 because it had redeeming qualities about it. It's just they shot themselves in the foot. BioWare did. Mm-hmm. They shot themselves in the foot mid-story. But anyway. So that's another example. Like you're telling me like that's what you giving an RPG a 9. You're telling me that's one of the best RPGs of the year. It's a really good RPG. A 9 for an RPG is really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But when you read the article,
Yeah.
you got some biasy.
Oh yeah.
You got some of that social biasy, that political biasy, and it's all in the damn review.
Yep.
All right, Grant. Next one. All right, Grant.
Oh God.
This was a 7. This was as good as Doom 2016 in their eyes. This game is as good as Doom 2016.
This game, for people who don't know, we're talking about Dustborn. This was a political game. Like there's no hiding it.
Pure politics.
Yeah, there's no hiding it.
Social justice.
They gave it a 7. This game got no more than
dialogue.
Yeah, this game got no more than 50 players. Not 50,000, 50. 50. And this game, what happened to this game? It failed. It went out of business. It's done. They lost a lot of money. Well, they got a lot of government subsidies for this game, apparently. But they squandered it and it failed.
So when we go back to our last subject, this is a form of gatekeeping.
Yes.
That we just talked about.
Yep.
And IGN did it.
Yep. And other ones gave it high
too. The First
too.
Descendant, the same game, it came out this year, same as Dustborn. The First Descendant got a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand some people's gripes about microtransactions in the game, but the gameplay of the First Descendant is not a 5. The gameplay is an 8 or a 9.
Ed?
The story is low, but the gameplay beats this entire game, and it's, as a gamer, my opinion, as a gamer, the First Descendant is 100 times better than this game.
Yeah.
But this got a 7, First Descendant got a 5.
And this game had
and way more people play the First Descendant.
Nobody played this game, and this game went into dust.
Even as a single player game, it never got good numbers. Didn't break 1,000.
Do you have any more on here? Because I got just in case.
I got one more, I think.
Okay, let's see if you got it, because I'm gonna talk about one more. You might have it.
Nope, I don't have any more. That was it.
Ed, what did they give Wukong?
Oh, they gave Wukong what a... Did they give Wukong a 7?
Let's look it up. Look it and see.
Wukong IGN score. They give it 8.
Okay. Give them a little bit of...
You could make a case for 8, but you got to read their review. Remember, they're the ones that did they did a hit piece on the game science.
Yeah.
So a hit piece that ended up being factually incorrect. And there, when it comes, we just talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Biasy.
Yep.
And people think it doesn't exist. It does. It does majorly nowadays. And your favorite, if IGN is one of your favorites, guess what? They got biased people.
Oh yeah.
They got people with their entire war review, when they think of anything, it's based off politics or social ideologies.
Yep.
That's their bubble. And they base off anything based off that stuff when they give their opinion on something.
Mm-hmm.
They're in there. They're all over the place. And you can say the same thing about the same side or the other side. You can, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So these guys, IGN, do you have anything else on these guys for our Disgruntled Gamer Rant? I wanted to keep this around 10 minutes.
I'll go ahead and tell you, IGN is the main subject of this, but I mean, there's others. GameSpot. I mean, we can name 20 of them.
Yeah, but we wanted to do a major publication because we wanted to tie in with one of our other main subject, which was the navigating the new age of gaming news.
Yeah,
and we wanted to tie it into our Disgruntled Gamer Rant and talk about these guys.
That's right.
All right, Grant. You know what time it is? It's time for that top 10.
Oh, okay.
Time for that top 10, buddy. All right. So our top 10 for today is basically, we call it super flops. The top 10 heroes you never asked for.
Correct.
That's right.
And they could be worthless. They could be part of a team that just kind of
be bad heroes, bad superpowers. They don't have. They could just be considered heroes, or they could be worthless,
or very unpopular.
Yeah. Or people. There's people that think they're heroes.
Yeah.
And they end up just not being them.
Yeah.
Okay, Grant. I started last week.
Okay, I'm started off first. My number 10 is Ed Phillips. Wait. No. My number 10 is from He-Man, and it's Orko, the magician.
Orko.
Yep. So he was terrible because he was the sidekick of He-Man, or he was one of the sidekicks of He-Man, and he had always cast spells, and they had always failed. So he was always just like a worthless character that was always there. He's up there with Snarf. Him and Snarf could be similar. But all his spells, yes, exactly. All his spells would always fizzle and fail and all this other stuff. And basically he would bring nothing to the table, and He-Man would end up having to pick up the pieces and finish the fight. Is he on yours too?
No, he was not.
Oh, he's not. He's not.
No, but I see where you're coming from on this.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, he's terrible.
All right. My top 10 worthless or hero you never asked for is, let me just pull up the picture.
The picture of me?
No. People, this might be since Marvel Rivals and everything, this might be kind of controversial to Grant.
Uh-oh.
It's Squirrel Girl. All right. This is not including her in Marvel Rivals. I know she's kind of cool in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But she has no good abilities. Like, she was really created for kids in the Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, her redeeming, thing was defeating Galactus. But he basically became friends with Galactus. That's how she beat her or beat him. It's just become friends with him. That's like her major power. And you got this stupid squirrel. I mean, I don't understand this character, but
I don't know, man.
She's in Marvel Rivals, and they did a good job, character design. And I heard she's not that bad.
Oh man!
But in real Marvel universe, she was really just made for kids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She has no real purpose, but she beat Galactus. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something they tied in her beating Thanos too. She's a legit.
God.
She's got some wins on her belt now. But the power of friendship really is what this person is.
Oh boy!
All right, Grant, your turn.
All right. Number 9 from X-Men is Jubilee. Jubilee is awful. Her superpowers is fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to say, "Oh, but it can." No, it's fireworks. She's a teenage kid who just shoots fireworks from her hands. That's all she does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but she no. When she was being chased down by the Sentinels, all she did was just knock them back. She didn't destroy them. She didn't kill them. She just hit them with fireworks, Ed. Yeah, exactly. She just hit them with bottle rockets and
some powerful, some badass fireworks
and sparklers. I mean, here's the thing is, and a lot of it could be with who she was around. They didn't put her with the best group of showing her power is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Here you have Storm, somebody who can control the weather. You have Wolverine, a badass with claws. You have Gambit, a Cajun badass who can make things turn into psionic stuff and throw it, and then you have Jean Grey, but then you have Jubilee who just the pew, 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 pew,
and every rendition of her is just annoying.
Yes.
I didn't even like her when I was younger.
No.
You remember the old X-Men when they eventually brought it back as X-Men 97?
Yeah.
The old X-Men cartoon?
Yeah. I just wanted her to stay home, stay in the mansion.
She was annoying, dude.
Yeah.
Terrible. I didn't understand her powers, fireworks.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. She would have been really good on New Year's Eve and 4th of July. Other than that, stay home.
That's a pretty good one. All right, Grant. Here's my next one. My number 9. This guy is he's awesome, man. All right. NFL Super Pro. This guy.
Hey, that's awesome. He went from sacking quarterbacks to tackling crime.
So his superpowers are just superhuman speed and agility. He's basically a Captain America, except wearing
with football pads.
Anyway, he came about because they did a promo with the NFL, and so they put him into the Marvel universe.
I bet that comic's expensive though.
Well, his pads and helmet, they're made of fiberglass and
Oh,
like a
God.
special, I guess, plastic alloy that can bounce bullets off and stuff. But he was basically he's basically any NFL athlete today. When I think of like that's all he is. He
so
was
it's
like
basically Captain America with football pads.
yeah. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, that's what he is. Yeah.
That's it.
So this guy was just, I look is just like worthless.
Yeah. I mean,
why they had to do that.
like, oh my God, the Incredible Hulk's down. Somebody call Super Pro.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my number 9.
Number 8. And there was an
Yeah.
anime that used to come on Toonami. And it was called Sailor Moon. Remember Sailor Moon?
Yeah, I remember Sailor Moon.
This guy's name was Tuxedo Mask.
I know who you're talking about.
Dude was he would show up, throw roses, and then didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He didn't help the Sailor Moon. He would sit there and watch Sailor Moon. But like everybody was always enthralled about, oh God, it's Tuxedo Mask. Like Tuxedo Mask, how about you fucking do something?
Yeah. Tuxedo Mask. I mean, he had a lot of women, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, look, that's what he looked like. Like, how the fuck would you not know that was him? It's the same guy. Like, you can literally tell it's him. Like, Ed, if you put that stupid white thing on your eyes, I'm like, Ed, what are you doing? Like, if you try to come on, like, what are you doing?
They didn't know who he was.
That's what I'm saying.
The entire time, dude.
This is the same argument with Clark Kent and Superman. God damn it, Ed! If you put glasses on, I'm gonna be like, Ed.
Well, that's why they gave him broccoli cut in the new.
Oh
Superman.
my God, I hate that. I hate that about Superman. I hate that he's
I have
disguised.
a bad feeling about the new Superman, dude.
Man,
I have a bad feeling about it.
I don't understand. Like, dudes would be like, oh my God. Lois Lane would be like, oh my God, Clark, did you see what Superman did? Like, you can't tell that's him.
Just from everything I've seen for the new Superman and like the Henry Cavill Superman, it looks like a downgrade, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like big downgrade, but I don't know. Movie, I haven't seen the movie. So
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't want to be one of those people who be like, oh, it's not Henry Cavill, so we're going to go ahead and shit on it. It could be good. It could not be good. We'll see.
Oh, broccoli cut Clark Kent.
Oh, my number 7 is going to be a little controversial.
Number 8. My number 8 is Douglas Aaron Ramsey, Cypher.
Okay.
Cypher from the Marvel Universe.
All right. Well, tell me what does Cypher do?
Let me pull up his picture first.
Fucking Tuxedo Mask.
You thought that guy was worthless. Now this guy in real life, he can basically, I guess, with his computer skills.
I was about to say, is he a computer hacker?
That's what he is. Like in real life, yeah, we have people like this.
That's true.
That is his superpower. So he can basically do, I guess, he can analyze combat situations utilizing his like computer skills and his structural analysis of like programs and stuff like that. But he's just a hacker.
Yeah, that's not a superhero. You just know fucking Linux. Like,
go to the nerds at Best Buy and just grab someone from them, and they'll be able to fulfill whatever you need.
God, that's not a superpower.
But they tried to bring this guy back recently to make him like even more powerful. You know, I guess a super hacker or something.
Yeah, like it'd have been better if he had right.
He was doing someone's random job. That's all he was.
Well, hey, Cypher, can you write my research paper?
Yeah. So Cypher is my number 8.
I'm like, first of all, you don't have any this is with me. I'm like, first of all, you don't have any superpowers. I'm not calling you I'm not calling you Cypher. Steve, come here and fucking fix my computer. I got a virus.
Your name is Douglas, buddy.
Yeah, come on, Doug. Come here and fix my computer.
All right, Grant, you're number 7.
All right, my number 7 is a little controversial here.
All right, go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Great Saiyaman. Now, I'm not talking about Gohan. Gohan's one of the greatest characters in the DBZ universe. I hate the Great Saiyaman. I don't give a shit that is Gohan. Don't care. I hate that. I hate it when they did it with the Ginyu Force, where they always have to fucking pose and dance and all this other shit. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is like even his brother and Trunks knew well, his brother liked it, but Trunks knew that it
Well,
was
you
stupid.
remember young Trunks and Goten? They used to make fun of him
Yeah.
all the time in the show.
Yeah, because he sit there and
Like, I
fucking
hated
poses.
his voices and his
Yeah.
poses. That was such
Hey!
an annoying saga. Like
It's
that
great
little.
saying. Oh yeah, the school stuff, like before like
Yeah.
Boo actually was hatched like that.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah,
part,
I did
dude.
too.
It just filler content. It
Yeah.
was so bad.
I hate the Great Saiyan Man. I love Gohan. Gohan's great, but his Great Saiyan Man persona is terrible.
Gohan during Cell Saga and his Ultra Instinct.
Yes.
Or no, what is his called? His called?
Yeah, it's the where the awakening was it called?
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
With
But
the
he was
Kai?
awesome in that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Brought
it was good.
Gohan back into being a badass
Yeah.
again.
Until he got absorbed. Like, but they did him.
He
They did
became
him
a
wrong.
father, and he looked like just he looked like
You know,
a good dad compared to Goku. But
he just looked like old scholar.
yeah. So I'm glad they're kind of bringing him back.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see after this Daimo stuff or Daima.
I'm waiting for it to all be done before I watch it. I don't like going through episode to episode. Like, I'm not doing that. All right. What's your number 7? Is it Great Salmon?
No.
Oh.
They tried to play this into one of the Suicide movies, but they didn't call him that. They call him like DDK or something like that. But let me show you this guy. His name is Arm Fall Off Boy.
Oh boy, he's on mine too. He is on mine too.
This is what he did.
Yep.
He would take his body parts off and use them as weapons.
No, he just took his arms off. That was it. His arms were the only thing that would come off.
Oh no, he would beat people with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. He would just take. So basically, if he had prosthetic arms, that could be a real person though. A real person can do that.
Well, you see the picture here. His ass is over here.
What is he shooting out of his ass? What is that coming out of his ass? Let's read that. They came. Oh, they came when they called to stand in front lines of humankind. Well, crisis seems a bit much. So he's shooting white projectile out of his ass.
He was basically just I guess.
Why does he look like
added for comedy or something?
I guess.
He was about the worthless thing ever.
Why does he look like the guy
this
from
is
Johnny
the older
Quest?
version when they first introduced him.
He looks like what's his name from Johnny Quest.
Yeah. All right, Grant. Number 6.
Number 6 is Aquaman.
Like
And-
which version of him?
No,
anything?
we're just talking about Aquaman. We're not talking about any specific version because any movie can make the person look badass.
Yeah.
Overall, Aquaman is a piece of trash. Because let me tell you something, Ed. How many, if you remember any movie, how many movies were fought in the water? How many fights were in the water? Hardly any, right?
Nope.
Well, Aquaman's powers are only good if he was in the water. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. If you're out of the water, Aquaman sucks. 90% of the fights were not in the water. If you happen to fall into a pool, okay. If you happen to fall into a lake, Aquaman would come through, right? But how many times did it happen?
No. Dude, the boys, this is why they made the Deep.
The Deep,
Because
exactly.
they wanted to show you how worthless
He's worthless. He rides a seahorse. He fucking rides a seahorse, and he's
the
fucking
Deep,
worthless.
that's such a great character, dude.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Such a funny character. He really is worthless.
Yeah, I
and
know.
he's a douchebag.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing about it is he rides a seahorse. He could talk to underwater animals,
Animals, yeah.
sharks. But I mean, what else? Unless you're fighting in the water, he's worthless. That's it.
Dude, that scene he's talking to the dolphin or saving the dolphin,
Oh yeah.
and he ends up wrecking, and it shoots out of the.
He's over there screwing the octopus.
Oh yeah, dude! And the well that he rode
Yeah.
in, like that epic scene of him riding the well in, and ends up Butcher ends up hitting it with the boat.
Oh,
All right. What was that? Number 6, right?
That was my number 6.
Nah, my number. Oh, this guy's worthless. All right, let me pull him up. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you know this guy, Grant. It's Hindsight Lad. John Daltrey. He's from Marvel Comics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is his special ability.
Oh my god.
He has the ability to discern tactical strategy after the fact. So listen. So if something happens, like they get in a fight and they end up losing, well, then he can come back to the team and be like, hey, this is why we lost.
I can do that in real life. Grant, you got beat up. Well, look, guys, this is why I got beat up.
Like he can analyze past events in 2020 hindsight.
That's terrible. What? Who thought of that?
After you get your ass whooped, he tells you how you got your ass whooped.
Hey guys, look, I couldn't fight this man really good. He's strong.
All right, this guy.
Look.
I was thinking about putting this guy's number 1.
Look at his helmet. He's got rear view mirrors. I mean, he's got mirrors on him.
It's just fucking worthless.
What? Look at this guy behind him. He's like, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah. All right. Grant. Oh my God, dude. I'm crying over here.
Oh man. All right. Number 5 is Arm Fall Off Boy. So we can skip it. We'll just go ahead. We already talked about it. It's Arm Fall Off Boy. What a piece of trash.
That's number 5, right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. So what are we on? Number 4 now?
Mm-hmm. No. That was mine. You're on number 5 as well.
Oh, okay. My number 5, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Bouncing Boy. He's part DC.
Uh-huh.
And this is what he did.
He just bounced around.
He just bounced around.
So hold on.
He's not in that form. He's just a fat ass.
Okay, so I was going to say, is he fat or is he just full of air?
Well,
is this air?
No, he's regularly fat.
Okay. So
but then he can make himself into a ball form and just bounce around and hit people.
I used to do that.
You had a wrestling move, but remember back in the day?
I know.
Called the roll and roll?
The roll and
roll. This is basically what it is. The roll and roll all over the place.
Man.
Bouncing boy.
I feel like they just made a bunch of shit to see what would stick and they would go with it.
Pretty much.
All right, number 4. Ed, there was a time when there was the Wonder Twins. You remember the Wonder Twins?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the girl, his name was Jana, and the brother was named Zan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now Jana, I can't remember her name, could turn into cats, dogs, lions, tigers, cool stuff. He can only turn into things for water. Puddles of water, buckets of water, mist.
How do you spell his name?
Zan, Z-A-N. So this is what they would do. They would touch.
Oh, yeah.
So they would touch arms like this, and they would say, Wonder Twins powers activate. And she would be form of white tiger, which is a cool thing. Oh, man, white tiger. And his is form of puddle of water. Like, what the fuck are you going to do with that? Like, his was only water stuff. Like, what are you exactly? What are you doing? What can you do with that?
Yeah, pretty worthless.
Like, he would only be good if there was a fire.
No one definitely asked for this guy.
Nobody. Like, you should have just
pure trash.
Yeah, like, why couldn't you make him turn into something cool like that? Form of water.
All right, Grant. My number 4. I'm going to go a little bit different this route. I did mainly comic book people.
Okay.
So my number 4 is Mr. Furious from Mystery Men.
All right.
His power was just getting angry.
It's funny.
His power. It was a funny ass movie though.
It was good.
Yeah. But that was his power. He just got angry. That's it. Just worthless. Just angry guy. Had anger issues. That was his power.
All right. Number 3, people are probably going to be like, how can you say that? It's Billy Cranston, the Blue Power Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who the fuck? First of all, like, don't get me wrong. I get that you needed Billy's Zord to make the Megazord. But when you're outside playing with people, who the fuck wanted to be Billy? Nobody. Like, you would pick men who would want to be Trini before they picked Billy.
Yep.
He was not even cool at all. Like, yeah, he was a nerd. He was a nerd. He knew a lot of stuff. But nobody wanted to be Billy. Nobody. Nobody wanted him.
That's right.
You had to have him for a sword. But that's it. Number 3. Billy.
He was there to just be part of the transformation.
Triceratops. That's it. That's what I would do. Hey, call the Triceratops. Get the fuck out the way. That's what I would say. Go home. Go home, Billy. We got this.
Yeah. All right, Grant. My number 3. The most worthless character and cringiest character. And it's definitely, they tried to make him into a hero in one of the episodes, and it just did not work. He was just annoying. It's Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, boy. Yes.
God, the cringiest. I mean, this was an easy one. Very, I guess, obvious. But the cringiest Star Wars character ever. Maybe we could probably say some stuff about the Acolyte, but
yeah, but no, he was
a
super
bad
annoying.
character.
He was
really
super annoying. Yes, this is the way he talked and everything. Like I wanted him to die.
If they ever do a remaster of like
kill him
of the original, I guess the first 3, the prequels trilogy, get rid of him. Maybe find some way to edit him out
or kill him.
Yeah, but definitely cringe. Definitely cringe. All right, Grant, you're number 2.
And it was a choice between 3 of these. We're going to go back to Dragon Ball Z here. I had a choice between Chaozu, even though Chaozu did some things.
He sacrificed himself a couple times.
Well, he did. And then in the regular Dragon Ball series, he beat
Usually
Krillin.
He just died and didn't do anything, though, after he sacrificed himself. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was going to go with Yamcha, because Yamcha always got beat up. Always. Didn't matter what it was. He had the Wolf Fang Fist.
Yep.
But I'm going with Puar. I fucking hate Puar. I hate the way that she talks. I hate the way that she does things. And every time Yamcha, I haven't seen you in I hate that fucking character. I hate it. I even hate it in Japanese. Whoever did the Japanese voice is just as bad as it does in the English voice. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I hate Puar.
Puar.
Or Pira. Or however they say it. Whatever. I hate Puar.
Yeah.
That's it.
I can't stand this character.
Fucking hate it.
I have this affinity of hating these. You know how they always have
those little shit characters,
stupid little animal characters. And stuff? And they always make it annoying. Like wee.
Yeah.
You know they always make some stupid noise. I can't stand those characters.
I know. People are gonna be like, "Oh, I love Puar. It's so good." No, I fucking hate it. Her. All right. It is a girl. I do know that.
Nice one, Grant.
All right.
2 DBZ characters, huh?
Man, there's some worthless characters on there. You know, people are like, "Wait, you say Mr. Satan?" Well, Mr. Satan was supposed to be worthless.
Yeah, that was the point of his character.
Yeah.
All right, Grant. My next one is not really a hero, known hero. It's just a generalized thing that's just worthless.
Okay.
All right, and you had a character was this type of person in one of your top 10s.
Oh.
All right. Let me show you. Okay. And this revolves around mainly in Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. The Bard.
Bards.
You know what?
I
have a friend who listens to this podcast that would hate you for saying that because he always plays a bard.
Well, guess what? I don't give a flying fuck. He can hate me. Bards are fucking worthless. And people that play bards in your D&D group are the most annoying motherfuckers ever. Because these motherfuckers come in with their acoustic guitar thinking they're an actual fucking bard. And they try to sing you a tavern song. And they can't even fucking sing.
You talking about the people
on top of that,
serious?
they can't even play the fucking guitar.
The lute, Ed. It's a lute.
I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. People are like, oh, well, they can do charms and they can buff your party and stuff. Yeah, well, later on, after you get your ass whooped for half the campaign.
What about Scanlan, man?
Oh, don't even start me. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. All right. Dude, bards, the people that play bards, no. Y'all motherfuckers ruin. When I used to play D&D, it'd always be a type of person that played a fucking bard, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought they were like the ladies, you know, they got fucking pimples all over their face and thought they were like ladies, men, because they were playing a bard.
There's always like
a pretty good looking girl in your group, a decent looking girl, and she's like, and he's trying to impress her by being a bard, and he'll pop out his acoustic guitar and start playing.
Not doing that.
No, go sit your ass in the corner, dude. You got
gonna
pimples all over your face. You don't got any game. See ya.
We're gonna roll a 20-sided dice to get you the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bards. Those are heroes you never ask for.
All right. So here we go. Number one. Ed, there was a show on TV. The show was Captain Planet.
Ooh.
All right. We're not going to talk about Captain Planet having a mullet because Captain Planet had a mullet. He looked like MacGyver, a blue MacGyver.
Yeah.
But you had to call these powers earth, fire, wind, water, right?
Mm-hmm.
All good elements. My number one is fucking Mati. Heart. What the fuck is heart? Who the fuck wants to be Mati? Don't get me wrong. What like his power would be like, oh, we're going to make people, I'm going to calm you down, or nobody fucking chose to be Mati, ever. Nobody wanted to do that. Yes, and he had this little monkey thing, whatever his name, Chim, was it Chim Chim? No, I can't remember remember what his monkey was called.
I used to love Captain Planet when I got
Captain Planet was great. Mati was worthless.
Every after school every day.
Yes, Mati was worthless because nobody wanted to fucking.
Nobody
wanted to be fucking hard. Like I wanted to burn shit down. Like I'd go outside and I'd act like I was Wheeler or Kwame, or that was it. There was only two guys, but nobody wanted to fucking be Mati. Like, could you imagine going heart? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get the fuck out of here, Mati. If I was Captain Planet, I'd be like, look, we don't need you. Get out of here. Fucking terrible. Worst character ever created.
You're number one, huh?
It's the power is not yours.
Good one. All right, Grant. My number one.
Okay. Is it Mati?
No, it's not. But that's a good one.
It should be.
Yeah. This person that people put on a pedestal as a hero.
Mm-hmm.
A person that's faking attitude, that hasn't really done anything for the people. He really hasn't. Besides being, making sure his hair looks good when he goes on TV.
Johnny Bravo?
No, let me finish. Make sure his hair looks good. Fakes things in front of cameras all the time. That he thinks he's done something for the people of his state when he's completely failed them.
Uh-oh.
On
where we're going.
Consistent basis.
I know where we're going.
Including the most recent events. People's houses being burned down. Their cities being scorched. And he's put all this money into things that, that doesn't protect his own people in his state.
Yeah.
And he has been worthless. But boy, he loves people put him on a pedestal and think he's a hero. Or he thinks himself as a hero.
Would you say this guy...
Making sure, he has the moose in his hair and he's, I'm calling Biden. I'm calling Biden right now.
Would you say that women think this guy's very handsome?
Yeah, people think so, I guess.
Oh, okay.
My number one, Grant.
Has he been compared to the white Obama?
Yes, he has.
Oh, okay.
My number one most worthless hero that you never asked for, and he is not a hero. He might think he is, and some people think he is a hero, is Gavin Newsom.
Talk about a failure.
Talk about a failure that failed his state and failed his people. Mm-hmm. Because he cares more about cameras and cares more about these stupid social issues than care about things that protect his people.
Mm-hmm.
And not holding his mayors accountable. He didn't do that. He just got on the press tour with them in front of cameras and didn't hold anyone accountable in city governments or anything like that. This guy is a worthless sack of shit.
He wanted to... now he wants to do open investigations.
People might get mad at that, because a gaming podcast is getting political. But this guy failed his people. Houses are gone because you couldn't be prepared for something that happens in your state on an annual basis.
Yeah,
an annual basis, this shit happens. But this one was one of the worst ones ever.
It's still going on.
Still going on.
And he wants to open an investigation on why there was no water in the fire hydrants. Yeah. You should know.
This
You're
is
the
not
fucking-
a left or right opinion on him. Dog.
No.
This is a factual what he is.
Yeah.
You can love him if you want to, but he hasn't done anything for you.
Yeah.
So that's my number one.
All right.
All right. Let me put that down.
But is he as worthless as Mati? Mati's pretty fucking worthless. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, let's think about this for a second. You're here to call Captain Planet, right? You got people, fire, earth, wind.
I would say
water.
at least Monty has Captain Planet. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Well, you need him for Captain Planet. But what is he going to do in a fight? Ed, let's just say this. Could you imagine if, let's just say you were the last one standing and you had fire, right? And then
Our friendship.
and then you got beat, and then you're just like, oh, now it's down to Grant. He's got fucking heart. Here he goes. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
We're dead.
We're dead. We're dead. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're dead. All
Like,
right, Grant.
I would actually take my T out first myself, just to get him out of the picture, because he's a liability.
Yeah. All right. That was our top 10. Heroes you never asked for.
Yeah.
Super flops.
Super flops.
All right, Grant. Our final segment.
Game Gambit.
All right, everyone. We're into our last segment of podcast, and we're going to end it. But our last segment is Game Gambit,
Okay.
where we roulette style ask AI to give us a random game to talk about. And if we don't know anything to talk about, we'll research it.
And we're doing something else. If we don't know, if it's a game we don't know about and we can easily play it, we're going to play it.
We're going to play it.
The god-awful gamer himself will play it. Gotta need to check out the Sim Pizza, though, because that was pretty good. It's the most stereotypical Italian. Hey, Vinny, come pick up the pie.
All right, Grant. Let me ask AI. I'm going to ask AI, please give me a random game from any era, from any console.
Okay. You know, it'd be easier if you just typed this out in a notepad and saved it, and then all you gotta do is just copy it and paste it.
And I already got a game.
Okay.
So
Uh-oh.
that was pretty easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Since you type like you're 3. Like
Let
this.
me.
AI.
All right, Grant. Let me pull this game up for you.
Oh God.
No,
Do we know
good
this game?
Lord.
Oh God, we don't know this game.
Well, maybe. Now, you ready?
Battle chess.
Nope. All right. About to share it right now. Are you ready, Grant?
I'm ready.
Are you sure? Here it is. Our game gambit of this episode. Plumbers don't wear ties.
Oh boy.
From the 3DO console.
Is it the 3DO or is it the 3DO or
It's
is it
the 3DO.
Sega CD? Okay. Okay.
It's 3DO.
I could tell you about this game. I do know about this game actually.
Go ahead.
So this is a interactive game. This is one of the games that they had on the 3DO and they had them on the Sega CD and stuff
94.
like that. So, yeah. So basically this was like a movie game. It was a terrible movie game. It was a very perverted movie game. This was like the first this was a game came out before they had like the mature systems or whatever.
Holy shit. Hold on before you start, dude.
What?
This game got re-released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X on March 5th of 2024.
Oh boy, we might have to pull it up and play it.
Yeah, it originally came out on the 3DO in 1993, then Windows in 1994. Holy shit. We might have to play this.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to, because listen to me explain it. Okay. So it starts with, I don't know how it's not like a movie. It's frames. It's basically talking, and it's just frames.
I know what that is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the guy in the cover he's just like, his mom calls him, is like, hey, wake up. You don't have kids yet? Or whatever. And the girl here, she's a model. I don't know. I think she was like a Playboy model.
Probably. Looks like it.
Her dad calls her and says, hey, when are you going to go out and make some babies? You're getting too old. I think she's like 20 or something like that. Like this is the dialogue of the movie, like of the game or whatever. So anyway, it's one of those things. Okay. So you get to the point to where she's going to a job interview and he's like on his motorcycle, just like chilling with he's a plumber. obviously. And he's like, I don't know why he's on his bike. Anyway, it comes to you have to pick choices. Leave her alone, or go introduce yourself and talk to her or whatever. So you pick your choice or whatever. One of the scenes in this game is she's interviewing for this job, right? And she's like, hey, I want this job, yada yada. He's like, and one of the choices is like, how about you get naked and take off your clothes? It's like, what are you going to do for me or whatever? And then you have to
Did they show nudity in this?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it goes that far. I think there's a code, like it shows them taking a shower, both of them, like not at the same time, but it has like the black bar over it, you know.
Guarantee you there's a mod for it.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure there's a code you can remove the bar if you want to see his ass. But so basically, it's one of those games. So it's all about choices. It's terrible choices. This guy back here, he shows up with the chicken mask on. He's like, oh, you made a bad choice. And a girl shows up with a kung fu mask, like in a kung fu suit. And she's like, oh, and she's like beating people up. Like it makes no sense. And then next thing you know, they're running through the town. Like she's in her bra and panties running through the city, and this fat guy's chasing her, and this guy's trying to save the day. Like it doesn't make any sense. You're probably thinking to me saying, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Well, this game doesn't make sense because that's exactly what it does. This game is terrible. This game's
like
really
the early '90s porn.
Yes,
cover.
it's like if they put Cinemax, if they put a Skinemax, if they put a Skinemax movie on video game, but it's not really a video game. It's just like you just make choices. And here's the thing is, like it'll sit there and ask you, "Are you 17?" Like, yeah. I'm like 6. Yeah. Sure. No, but like here's the thing is like if you choose to like get her in her bra and panties or whatever, it'll be like, oh, you made a bad choice, you must start over. Like what? Why are you like, what are you doing? Like this is how we're trying to play the game here. You're a pervert. It's like you're a pervert. You know,
you're a gooner.
Yeah, that's basically what it does. But that guy's the boss, and he's trying to get some from him. Anyway, they end up together. Yada yada yada. That's how it is. Yep, right. I know all about this game.
All right, good breakdown.
Yep,
that was our game Gambit.
Yep,
plumbers don't wear ties.
Plumbers don't wear ties.
Yep. All right, Grant. Let me close this. I'm probably going to play that game later.
All right. Hey, if you do, I want you to got to record it because I'll be right there with you watching you.
Okay. All right, Grant, go ahead and end us.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Go follow us on YouTube. Go follow us on X. Go follow us on Twitter. I just said that. Go follow us on TikTok. Go follow us on Instagram. We'll go build our Instagram eventually. This podcast will be up later on Apple and Spotify or wherever you get podcasts from. We'll get that up, the audio version. And that's it from us, man. Y'all have a great weekend.
Yeah,
and we'll see
thanks for joining, everybody. If you guys got a top 10, make sure you
send it
just
to
comment
us.
to this video or any video. It doesn't matter, on YouTube or even on our X post. Give us a top 10. It can be anything, random. Just don't make sure it's not way out crazy. That we
we can't.
Like, banned
anything get us banned. Yeah, we can't do that.
But yeah, we'll do any top 10 you guys want. And if you guys have something you want us to rant about in our Disgruntled Gamer rant, give us an idea.
Yeah, we can do it. All right, guys. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace.
Peace.